Let's get you blabbering. Ooh.
That's how you start an interview right there. Jen Majura is the guitarist for Evanescence and a very, very great person.
Oh, thank you so much for having me, Anthony. I feel so, oh God. Thank you.
This is how you start an interview.
This was beautiful. I feel so appreciated.
So, Jen, you have a new album, a new solo album. Your second.
Yes, sir. My second solo album, Inzenity, will be released on the 24th of November this year.
The same date as Panzerballet's Christmas album. The Death Christmas album.
Exactly.
Awesome.
And we have 3 people on my album, and the same 3 people are on the Panzerballet album. So
are you sharing who's on your album yet?
Well, yeah, it's public. Everybody knows it.
I thought you had some surprise guests.
No, the surprise. No.
No, it's over now.
It's over. The surprise is over. Christmas is over.
Okay.
But Christmas is coming with Panzerballet.
That's right. And you driving the tank.
So I'm blessed with, first of all, good friends. Mm-hmm. And I'm blessed with good friends that are outstanding, talented musicians as well. Right. So I don't see it as some sort of, I want to get some name dropping on my album. I need some big names to, like, you know, I don't see it that way. It's more like all those 4 guitar players that I asked to join my album with a guest appearance, guest solo, are friends. Right. And I feel humbled and grateful that they all said yes to my request. And it's like this product, this CD, this piece of music being me and friends, I like that. Yeah. Just beautiful. So we have Alex Skolnick of Testament. He's playing one solo. We have Jeff Waters of Annihilator. And Matthias Ia Eklund of the Swedish band Free Kitchen.
Can you tell us about what you did on Jen's album, Inzenity?
I think it was a guest solo, weird guest solo, as usual. Uh-huh. I'm really good at ruining stuff in a split second. You know, I realized, bloody hell, I'll do this, and some of my heavy metal friends, they want me to do typical guest solo. They say, you can do the typical stuff. Show us some sweeping and some swooping and finish with the harmonic, and then I play all the wrong notes because I wanted to create some tension and say, no, we want the right notes. White keys of the piano, man. Ivory keys. Don't leave the church modes. Don't go jazz or Indian style, So I don't remember what I play. It's done in very little time, I just improvise and bloody hell, this was okay, and then I'll do a punch in and that's it. So it's always done in 5 minutes. But I think it turned out okie dokie. So I'm looking forward to hear it as well. She's a good girl.
It's a killer solo.
Oh, it is?
It's amazing.
Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
You did a great job.
Thank you very much. I have no clue. I don't remember the song. I don't remember anything. It's you do it and you move on. I'm constantly running downhill.
One of my dearest sweethearts, and Jan Seerfeld of Panzerballet. So Matthias, Jan, and me were going to be on my album, as well as on the Panzerballet album.
That is so cool. So tell us about the album. It's how many songs? And
it's Inzenity. It's 12 songs. Uh-huh. Wait, is it 11 or 12? No, it's 12.
I think it's 12.
It's 12.
There's the acoustic one.
Exactly.
There's 11 with the drummer and then the acoustic
Exactly.
one.
So there was so much going on within those 10 days being locked in the studio.
It was just 10 days? Oh, that's right, because you did all the demos and then you went to the studio.
I did the whole thing, like the drummer. He recorded the whole record, plus one song, which I didn't even plan having him on. Mm-hmm. So he literally recorded 11 songs within 27 hours, including night sleep, showering, eating, breaks, talking. Wow. 27 hours. I was blown away by his performance. It was just...
Okay. What's his name?
Felix Lehrmann. He's a German, pretty well-booked studio drummer.
Yeah. And he just came in and nailed it.
And I asked him, I sent him a text message one day. I was like, hey, did you want to answer? Yes, when? I said, okay, sign me up. I was like, okay, that was easy.
Wow, that's cool.
So, yeah. It was I never worked with him before, but I was blown away by his performance. He came up with ideas, like literally left the sound engineer and me laughing and crying at the same time, lying on the floor because we couldn't believe what he came up with.
Yeah.
And
so you didn't have drum parts written for him?
I did have demo drums, but
right.
I'm terrible with programming drums.
Yeah.
I'm not good in this, so I told him, like, please play drums, not the Casio kind of bullshit that I did on that one.
Right, yeah.
So he took a lot of what I did, just in cool. He played it rad, like what I made sound shitty, you know?
Yeah, the drums are top notch.
This is really, really awesome. I decided this time to change my attitude a little bit, because when I did my first solo record, I tried to find a way to combine the way I want to sound and the way people need me to sound so I can be sold with that CD. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like putting that thing out there to have it like airplay run and stuff. Of course, I learned that never works. So I decided for this one to like really do what I want to do.
Right.
Like, no one can tell me how to write songs, what I can do and what I cannot do. So, of course, this album turned out to be really Inzenity, and the whole philosophy about the entire piece is, that's why the album cover and the artwork, everything is in black and white. And it's about I heard the joke gazillion times, why didn't you call it Inzenity? I didn't call it Inzenity because, world, listen, it's Inzenity because you find your inner peace, your inner zen, as soon as you accept and acknowledge all those opposites inside of each of us, like black and white. You have like mellow and happy, fast and slow, and all those different opposites together give you that inner calmness. And that's my Inzenity that I found in this album, because the opposites are not only in the black and white artwork, it's in the songs that I picked to record, it's in each song. I try to be like very dynamic. A lot of songs nowadays lose dynamic, so I really wanted to keep like the verse is so like smooth and sweet, and then go like, oh my god, here's the big chorus, and change the entire song and then go back to the very sweet verse. So it's the whole philosophy is in everywhere.
Yeah, and I noticed listening to it last night, there are huge parts. They just like the album just sounds huge, like in Inzenity.
Thank you.
Layered vocals and the drums are just beating your face in.
I heard some good comments. So some friends of mine, Schmier is a singer of a German thrash metal band called Destruction. He said, "Damn, Jen, this sounds like Extreme meets System of a Down." I was like, well, that's not too bad. I can live with that.
Yeah.
And then we had Alex Skolnick. He was like, when I sent him the track for recording, he's like, man, it's like Faith No More on acid. This is awesome.
Yeah.
So I paid attention to great dynamics, and I like to sing. I like big vocal arrangements. I'm a big fan of King's X and Extreme. I love great vocal arrangements. So when I decided to record, I was like, yeah, I want to have that. I don't want to have like that major vocal line on top and something cloudly beneath to support the main vocals. So I was like, no, I want that all out there, just like back in the days Queen or something.
Right.
So I'm really happy with how the vocals turned out.
Yeah, the title track, as I told you before we were filming, I can't get it out of my head. And now I just hear like 3 or 4 layers of your vocals screaming Inzenity,
I feel sorry for that. God. Voices in your head.
Yeah, well, you don't run a site called Make Weird Music if you don't have problems like that. So, but it's like a very rich, dense, layered album.
Thank you.
And it's much more authentic, as you said, than the first album.
I learned when I started to show my music to colleagues, I learned the biggest compliment you can get. I didn't know that, but I learned it. When people go like, oh, this sounds like this or that band. This is like rock. This is like prog. They always put you into that little corner. And a lot of them ended up telling me, this is just Jen.
Yeah.
And I learned, like, this makes me so proud. I mean, what can be a bigger compliment than somebody telling you your album sounds exactly like you?
Yeah.
I was so happy when I first heard that and kept going. People kept telling me it sounds like Jen. Maybe I create a new style of music now. Maybe there will be bands recording and everybody's going like, this is the Jen style.
Yeah, I think that's a good idea. I'm going to record an album in the style of
Awesome.
Jen. Yeah.
Gotcha.
What did you learn about yourself making the record?
I learned that I can laugh so hard. I've never been laughing more while recording, like, on this piece, because we were so... Usually I'm very prepared. You know, I'm German. I like to be prepared. So, I go into studio. Okay, I'm prepared. Here are my sheets. Here are my demos. Everything is there. Now, this time, on the other hand, I had no time to be prepared. I had my demo recordings. And I had a week in Fort Worth with Evanescence recording. I came back, had the photo shoot the day after I was back to Germany, and then I went to the studio. So I was really nervous because I felt insecure about, will that all happen now? Because some of the songs were even considered to be on my first album. I haven't been playing that since 6 years, like a long time. And I was a little bit afraid of that being unprepared. But what I learned was things came out, they were so spontaneously. Sometimes I inhaled for singing and he pushed the record button and I didn't know what I was singing until I started singing, and not even then. And it turned out to be beautiful. We came up with such beautiful melodies and ad-libs and stuff, and that was really surprising. It made me feel good about myself as a creative musician.
And what about as a guitarist? What did you learn about yourself?
I write weird stuff. I mean,
That's why we're here, Jen.
Okay. Compared to... I'm a big fan of bands where you... In the first place, of course, where you can hear the crazy work on guitar, like Free Kitchen and Panzerballett. But then on the other hand, I like bands that appear to be so smooth, easygoing, and as soon as you try to play, you go like, what the heck is going on there? As soon as you dig deeper into their music.
Right.
So what I learned about my music is I'm that kind of musician. So I write apparently something, and as soon as you dig deeper into it, it's like, what the heck was I thinking? Like writing it like this. So we had some fun moments. But it's, all in all, you know, I'm not like trying to put difficult prog riffs out there.
Right.
That should never be technique, or a style should never be your approach or your inspiration for being creative and do music. The inspiration should always be the song, the feeling, the moment, whatever inspires you. It should be the creative process of getting to the song, and the musical work or the contribution by any instrument should always be because the song demands it.
Right.
Not because you want to show off on your instrument.
Tell us about your creative approach.
My creative approach? Well, it's it can be, there are so many different spots in life where you can feel inspired and creative. It can be a line in a movie. It can be a story that happened to a friend. So I usually really, when I'm working on songs, I mostly am inspired by a feeling. And I learned about myself, I can't write music when I'm happy. I don't know why. It's like I'm not happy with the music that I write when I'm happy. What? Does that make any sense?
Do you know Markus Reuter?
Markus Reuter?
He's a touch guitarist in Berlin.
What is a touch guitarist?
It's this instrument he designed. It's like a Chapman stick, but it's a different take.
With how many strings?
It's 8 or 10. But he intentionally will find the stuff he doesn't like and explore that. Because he thinks...
You have done a video.
Yeah.
I've seen it. Okay, yeah, of course, I've seen it. I'm your biggest fan.
I can't believe this. That's so
I
cool.
remember, yeah, I remember.
Yeah, so he said, if we like what we hear, then we're familiar with it.
That's true.
So you should, like... think about taking an album of all the stuff that you don't like.
Oh, good Lord. Oh, God. Oh, God. No, but I have that
Marcus
approach.
produce it for you.
Yeah. I have that approach from time to time when I do my short Majura plays videos. That is just for fun. It started out as a fun and it's still. So when I find the time, I do that Majura stuff. And I always try to pick something that is challenging, you know? And it's just a minute of a song. And I did a Panzer, tons of Free Kitchen songs. And
I've seen a lot of your Free Kitchen songs. And Steve Vai, you've done some stuff from him.
Steve Vai was horrible, and Oblivion from Winery Dogs was horrible too. From Oblivion, I think there's even a making of where I go like, "This is unplayable!" I spent literally 10 days, no pause, no break, no eating, no peeing, no nothing. 10. It was like I couldn't
Richie
believe
is a
it.
beast.
Yeah.
He's a beast on the guitar.
Yeah, I know, and he's a singer as well. Like. When somebody gave talent away, Richie was definitely screaming twice, like, vocals here, I'll take one. Guitar, oh yeah, double to go.
Yeah, well, you're no slouch on either.
Yeah, I think I'm happy, and I was glad that I can work on my vocals for my album because, you know, with Evanescence, I'm doing a lot of background vocals, which are, the background vocalist is there to support the main voice. So, of course, I can't sing the way I would sing.
Right.
That would just, like, Amy would turn around and go like, what? What the heck is she doing? So I really enjoyed the work, especially in Inzenity. I mean, you've listened to it. It's from classical to death growls and hip-hop elements, and it's just so vibrant and vivid, the whole singing process on that album. And I really enjoyed singing this time.
Do you write on the guitar?
Yes.
That's where you start?
Yes. Guitar, or, you know, in where I live in Germany, I have in every room, I have a piece of paper and a pen. So whenever there is an idea, I can always write it down. Because, like I said, inspiration can come from everywhere. Once I watched the movie Machete Kills, it's like an action movie, it was just like in the background. And then that actor comes up and the girl says, "Oh, Machete, you're just a walking shit magnet." I was like, dude, walking shit magnet. I gotta write a song about this called Walking Shit Magnet. So it's like I need paper to be creative whenever I feel inspired. So that is, what was the question again?
Yes. Do you do much recording on your own? Like, do you sit in front of a computer?
Yes.
You do?
I have everything at home, a microphone and computer recording program, and I like to work and create alone, to be honest, because I like working with other people as well, but it always ends up being not what you first had in mind, which can be a beautiful thing. But if you're as stubborn as I am, it can be distracting. So on my record, I had 2 songs with a co-writer, and all the rest was just written by me. So I like to, you know, close all doors and windows. Don't leave home, order in, stay there and work for hours and hours until you put layer over layer over layer for your songs, and they grow, and you see, okay, I'll take away a little bit of here and add a little bit more in there, and then they become this beautiful dynamic thing that you create. And that's just a beautiful process, and I like it.
Tell us the difference between...
I sound so wise. This is horrible. I sound like an 800-year-old person.
No, you sound like a 600-year-old person.
Okay, 600 sounds better.
Tell us the difference between Jen Majura, guitarist for Evanescence, and Jen Majura, solo artist.
Does that fluffy thing distract you?
No.
Is it good?
Yeah, it's fun.
I love it. So me in Evanescence, you know, it's a gig you might get once in your life when you're really lucky.
Right.
It's a great world I was allowed to dive into. But to be honest, as a guitar player, what I'm playing in Evanescence is not as challenging like some stuff that I played before. But that is mainly because, like I said, I want to play guitar that supports the song. I'm not because a lot of people ask me, like, are you going to play the songs different now in your side? I was like, hell no. Somebody wrote that song. Show respect to that. Somebody who wrote that song, because the way it has been written is perfect the way it is. So why would I change it? So it's not a sort of creative process in Evanescence right now for me when it comes to playing guitar. We'll see about that in the future. But for right now, I'm literally like having Troy show me what to play. And of course, I try to keep my sound and my style, but it's not that I'm changing anything. So it's a whole different ballgame when you get to play what's just coming out of you. Like, okay, here's me, guitar. Let's do something. It's a different approach than, okay, show me what to play. So you can't really compare it to each other.
For someone who has never listened to your music, if they have an expectation of it sounding like Evanescence, what would you say?
Well, I mean, there are a lot of catchy chorus parts. It's more not speed metal, but upbeat tempo songs.
Hard rock.
So exactly, it's hard rock style, and Evanescence is a lot of they have a dark history, but the songs it's beautiful and dark, but not as upbeat tempo like my music maybe.
How do you write upbeat songs while you're feeling sad?
Not sad, pissed off.
Okay. Do they cheer you up?
I'm the best to write when I'm really like pissed off about something. So I just get everything out, and then it's good.
And you make sure you capture that idea.
Well, most of the time. Sometimes if it's just a feeling, you don't write the lyrics, you know. If something happens that pisses you off, you don't necessarily write about the situation. It's a feeling that inspires. And it inspires your tone as well, because I play different when let's say I'm tired and jet lagged. I would never have the same tone and approach in playing like when I'm angry or sad. Sad comes pretty much to jet lagged and tired, but it's a different approach you play, and yeah. So I don't know necessarily. I would not write about the situation. Why maybe sometimes. But sometimes I have the riff, and then I go like, I should write a song about Walking Shit Magnet, for example. It's like, there is no feeling for Walking Shit Magnet, but it sounds awesome. So, I mean, Walking Shit Magnet is not on the record.
Oh, it's not?
No.
Yeah, it didn't sound familiar. But,
what did you think about Chuck Norris?
I think that's a fun song. It's just fun. And I listened to it, and I was like, I was cleaning the studio, and I had the audio on. I heard you sing Chuck. I'm like, Chuck, is that what she's saying? And then you're like, Chuck Norris. I'm like, what? Yeah, there's literally a song about Chuck Norris.
I always try to,
It's fun. Your whole album is just fun.
The world, exactly. The world is very serious these days.
It is.
There are a lot of serious things going on and threatening things. And I always try to make people smile with whatever I do, Either it's an Instagram post or little story or music or whatever I do. I always keep like that little smirk.
That's actually what I love about what you publish. Your videos, like your interviews with the 4 questions with your friends.
Did I tell you the 4 questions?
I've seen them, but I can't recall them right now.
You can't. No. I've never put them out there.
Oh no! Yeah, you're just.
I texted them to you. No.
No, you didn't. You didn't tell me them. Uh-oh.
I won't tell them now.
Right, of course.
I'm not going to spoil all my secrets in here. So, my latest 4-question interview partner was Guthrie.
That's right, Guthrie Govan.
Yeah, and he was like, "Oh man, these questions are pretty heavy."
Wow, these are all questions that are really fast.
Yeah, well, that's what's so fun about what you do. Your videos always have humor and a lightness.
Exactly.
And you're clearly having fun, but there are times where you're clearly playing as hard as you can. Just...
This is unplayable!
That's right, yeah. From this is unplayable to you have clearly worked through it and you're shredding through it.
Yeah. I hate the
but
term
it's fun.
shredder. Did I tell you?
Oh, yeah, sure.
You shred cheese. You don't shred a guitar. Seriously. And the same thing is like melting faces.
Yeah.
Why would people melt? Think about it. Melting faces?
I like that term.
Really?
Yeah. Mike Keneally has a sticker. It says, Mike Keneally ripped my head off. There's this like stick figure with his head detached and X's for eyes.
Wait a minute, that is cool.
That's cool.
But if
Mike
it
Keneally
said Mike Keneally
my
melted my face, it would be totally not cool.
Huh. Mike, if you're listening, don't go that direction.
Happy to be on an album with you, Mike.
Yeah, that's cool. So, okay, let's wrap up. Your album comes out November 24th, 2017. Yes, where can people get it?
Everywhere.
Everywhere.
Go to the grocery store, to your neighbors.
Is it
everywhere?
It's in the next issue of Vogue.
It's going to be everywhere.
Cool. Thank you so much for.
You're so welcome. Thanks for having me.
I'm really excited to see this album come out. Cool. Inzenity, November 24th.
Whoop whoop.
Jen Majura.